I want to tell you a story about someone named Sarah. Sarah was a mother of three who worked full time and was dealing with 7 urgent diarrheas a day. 7 a day. And urgent means she wasn't always making it to the bathroom. And she had dealt with this pattern for over 10 years. She had seen doctors and she would get the same thing, covered up with a medication and send her on her way. Now, this most recent visit, she was given a new biologic, and after taking this medication, it sent her to the ER 4 times. 4 times. And every time she'd go, they'd give her a steroid, send her on her way, and the process would repeat. When she found me, that was her baseline. Crohn's disease, 7 diarrheas a day, pain, cramping, urgency. We started looking at her life. We started looking at her nervous system, at her gut lining, at her microbiome. In just 2 weeks, she was down to 2 diarrheas a day. Now, it's still diarrhea. We don't want diarrhea, but 2 from 7. That's pretty good. By week 8, she was down to 1 solid poop a day. After 10 years of Crohn's, multiple medications, in 8 weeks, she was down to 1 solid poop a day with no medications, resolving this naturally. I'm Dr. Kristen Fincham. I'm the founder of MedFree PharmD, and I used to suffer just like Sarah. After losing my only sibling, I had diarrhea, I had urgency, I had chronic fatigue, which is a diagnosis of exclusion, meaning they don't know what's wrong with you. And I would have to run to the bathroom. If I didn't make it in 5 minutes, I wasn't making it. And if you've read my book, you know that this happened to me at the beach, which was not very fun. And I did not want to live my life this way of constantly searching for the bathroom, constantly in this panic. Oh my gosh, what if it happens? What if I have to go and there's no bathroom? I was in this panic every day of my life. And I didn't want to do that. And I decided I wasn't going to. I have a doctorate in pharmacology, I have a master's in healthcare decision analysis, and I have a bachelor's in food science technology, which is a lot of titles to say that I understand how the things we put in our body affect our body and how our body affects those things. I used my education and background to create a system that healed my IBS and chronic fatigue and made me symptom free. Now, as a pharmacist, I was seeing this pattern over and over again. Someone would get diagnosed with something, we'd give them a medication to fix it. Now, the medication wouldn't fix it, it would just cause other side effects, so we'd give them another medication to cover up those side effects. So we weren't even treating disease at this point, just giving medications to cover up the problems of the other medications. And I didn't want to continue seeing people suffer and not get better. So I left pharmacy behind and I started helping women get the same results that I got. I started helping women put their symptoms behind them and live their life again. Now, how do I do that? I do it inside my program, Rooted, the Gut Healing Blueprint. Every day, I work with women who have Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, IBS, or diverticulitis and put them through my program, Rooted, the Gut Healing Blueprint. Most of them have spent years bouncing between specialists, trying biologics, steroids, laxatives, Imodium. They've done elimination diets. They've done low FODMAP, gluten-free, dairy-free. They've tried cleanses. They have 20 food sensitivities that show up on the food sensitivities test, leaving them eating practically nothing and removing all joy from food. After all of it, they're still in pain, they still have symptoms, they're still running to the bathroom, they're still afraid to eat. If that's you, you've probably done everything your doctors have told you and are wondering why aren't things changing? Now, it's not your fault. It's that you've been given tools to cover something up, not to solve the problem. Here's the truth. None of those things actually heal the gut. They focus on suppression. They suppress the symptoms with medications. They focus on avoidance. Don't eat this, don't eat that, then you'll never be triggered and you'll be just fine. They ignore the cause. They cover up the symptoms, which creates more side effects and more problems. My approach is different. Most practitioners focus on the surface, focus on the symptoms. What we focus on is deeper. We rebuild the foundation. We start with the gut lining, the microbiome, and the nervous system. When you bring these things together, you repair the inflammation. You restore the correct communication and motility within the gut. You restore the stress response and the integrity of the intestines. All these together bring healing so you can put your symptoms behind you. So what does this actually look like step by step? Inside Rooted, the Gut Healing Blueprint, we go through a 90-day system that goes through 3 phases: restore, rebuild, revitalize. Restore is the first phase. This is where we calm inflammation. We remove things that are causing damage within your body. When you remodel a house, you don't have a demo day and then leave all the debris in your house. You take it out to the dumpster, right? We got to take all the damage out and build the basement. We got to start from the bottom. So we remove those poisons and we reset the nervous system so it can start communicating effectively. And this is where relief starts. Restore is where most women really start to notice a difference. The first 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, they notice a difference. Now, one of my clients, Bonnie, who suffered with IBS and diverticulitis, said, Kristen, I woke up without pain for the first time in 20 years. I feel so good. I just feel so good, is what she told me in just 4 weeks. That is powerful change in a short amount of time. Once inflammation is down, then we move on to rebuild. We focus on strengthening the gut lining and rebuilding the microbiome. We use targeted nutrients and simple daily habits so your body can start absorbing nutrients again. You can get your energy back and your symptoms start to fade. We retrain the nervous system so it can communicate properly with the gut rather than overreacting to every food stressor. During the rebuild phase is when many of my clients start to say they've realized they have a new normal. Their normal used to be, running to the bathroom or constant constipation, whatever it is. Now they're starting to have normal bowel movements. They're starting to not think about the bathroom all day long. They're realizing what it's like to live life not centered around their gut. Let's talk about another Crohn's patient, Allie. She was having bloody stools when we first started working together, and this is what originally sent her to the hospital in a panic and was what made her think, I'm dying. She wasn't dying. After rebuild is when her bloody stool stopped. Just in a short 8 weeks, no more blood in her stool. And we weren't even done with the program yet. She still had another 4 weeks to go to solidify that change. Now, what happens after the rebuild phase? Now that the foundation is strong, we build resilience. We enter revitalize, the best phase. It's the best phase because we reintroduce your triggers. You start eating foods you love again, and we solidify the transformation you've made. You learn how to manage your stress so it doesn't undo your progress, how to move your bodies in ways that support digestion, and use rest intentionally to calm and balance the gut. This is usually when I hear people say, I feel like myself again. They remember what it was like before their diagnosis. They remember what it was like before all they could think about was their pain and their cramping. They remember what it was like to live life again. Let's stop for a second and talk about Jennifer. Jennifer was an ulcerative colitis patient. She had 20 food sensitivities. There was like nothing she could eat because all these food sensitivities. After our program, she had no more food sensitivities. She could eat all those foods on the little list she was never supposed to eat. She had no more cramping, no more pain, and no more bloody diarrhea. And she told me that I'm the first person in 15 years who has ever actually helped her. What does life look like after healing? Well, I don't know what you like to do, but I do know that your energy will be restored. You will enjoy your life again and you will eat foods you love again. The rest is up to you. Are you going to start dating? Are you going to start traveling? Are you going to start hiking? Are you going to be like everyone else on planet Earth and start playing pickleball? I don't know. Maybe you'll be like one of my other clients who used to run marathons and had to stop because of their symptoms. Once they went through my program, they started running marathons again. Only you know what you're missing in your life and what you would do without your symptoms. I can help you get there without constipation, without pain, and without diarrhea. We've talked about a few people so far. We've talked about me, IBS and chronic fatigue, pain, urgency, diarrhea to no symptoms. We talked about Sarah, Crohn's and 7 diarrheas a day down to 1 solid poop a day. We've talked about Bonnie, diverticulitis, IBS, diarrhea, constipation to waking up without pain and diarrhea for the first time in years. We talked about Allie, who had ulcerative colitis and bloody stools, to no bloody stools in just 8 weeks. We talked about Jennifer, who had ulcerative colitis and said I was the first person to actually help her in over 15 years. If you're looking for results like these and you're tired of managing symptoms, you're tired of the medications, you're tired of the elimination diets, then send me a message. Say, let's heal, and I will send you the details to the program Rooted, the Gut Healing Blueprint, so you can put your symptoms behind you and finally live a life you enjoy and eat foods you love again. I wish you gut love and peace, and I hope to hear from you soon.